you pay the peanuts, you get the monkeys, basically. Let's look on the bench and I'll show you what's up with this turbo. So welcome YouTube to Rest of Designs, and this is part 8 of Project Wagon R. In today's video, we're covering the turbo and the ECU upgrade. Basically, up to this point, I'll do a quick little recap of what's been done so far. So we've changed the exhaust from the turbo back. We fitted H&R coilovers on the front with H&R anti-roll bars front and back. We've put TT wishbones with poly bushes at the front with TT hubs. Put subframe inserts, aluminium inserts into the front subframe. Also did the rear bushes on the rear beam. So that's what we've done so far. So my goal with this project was to show you guys incrementally, bolt-ons, what difference it's made. I had a few issues as well. The injectors were also damaged on this, so I fitted the 130 injectors, which improved the car's performance, but it did make it very smoky. So then that's why I wanted to put the 130 ECU in it and all the little bits, and that also improved it a little bit more. But the increments seem to be quite small and seem to make very little difference so far. I was going to fit the intercooler first before I did what I'm doing today, but I thought, well, is it really going to make that much of a difference, the intercooler? That's going to be noticeable on the 0 to 100 and in the quarter-mile times? Probably not very much. To actually see if the intercooler works is actually put this hybrid turbo on with the remapped ECU, get some draggy times down, then actually we'll see once it's actually, pushing past the limit of the standard intercooler, see what an upgraded intercooler makes, if any, performance-wise to the car. So it's a pretty straightforward swap, actually, really. The only bit that you need to change when you're doing these turbos is that the 115 actually has just normal push-on and Jubilee clip fittings, whereas the 130s and the 150s have that VW kind of circlip kind of situation. So to do this conversion, you will need the little red pipe as well, which I have. Okay guys, so I'm really quite excited to see what this is going to perform like. Let's go. Nature, always disconnect the birth terminal on the battery. This special 17 that I've cut so it fits over the oil feed pipe so that you don't damage it taking it off and you hold actually the nut underneath. Okay, so this doesn't look like an original gasket to me. It looks like also it was blowing from here. It wasn't too tight. Also, I saw that the oil return was only finger tight. God knows how it wasn't leaking, but it wasn't. So I guess got to count something for lucky. Or the mechanic that did it was quite lucky because it was only literally finger tight. All right, let's get this turbo off now. There we go. So I removed the turbo. It was a bit of a wiggle to get it out, but why am I not surprised? This car is just a bag of surprises. It's so much stuff going wrong with this. Now I know why this car wasn't performing. I'm surprised it could even do what it did. I'll show you in a second what this turbo is like, but what it blows my mind, the quality of workmanship that's been done on this car. I mean, it's laughable. I mean, I knew what I was getting into, and I knew I didn't really care because I had, one, it would give me loads of content for the channel, and two, I had loads of spares because I've broken already 2 or 3 of these cars, so I've got loads and loads of stuff laying around for this. So I wasn't too worried. I knew what I was getting into, and you pay the peanuts, you get the monkeys, basically. But anyway, let's look on the bench and I'll show you what's up with this turbo. I'm like, wow. I mean, could this even perform? I mean, look, as you can see, it looks like it's been through, something's fallen in here and literally just ground it all down. It looks like it's quite a lot actually. It's on all of them. It's quite surprising. I'm surprised it even performed with a turbo like this. I mean, this is surprising. I mean, this isn't a special turbo for 400 horsepower. This is the turbo good for the bin, I think. So the hybrid's going in. Let's see if it's going to be as difficult as it was getting the other one out. How did I do it again? I think it was this way first, or this way last. Yep, there we go. It's on the turbo side, which is different, as you can see, compared to the... So all you need really, if you want to do an upgrade on your 115, is you just need this red pipe. So I've got the hybrid on, got the red pipe on, and the oil line's all done and bolted up. So now I'm just going to fit the inlet manifolds. So that's nice and clamped on there. Now on my journey around the engine bay, let me just pick you guys up. I've noticed when I took the airbox off, you can see this mount doesn't look right at all. It looks like it's actually been moving. See the little marks on there. So these are probably either the wrong ones, or they're loose, or they've stripped the thread inside this. I'm almost scared to touch it. The only good thing is actually I have a spare one of these brackets, but otherwise I really would be scared to actually touch this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a jack with a block of wood underneath it, jack it up, take the weight off this, loosen these off, and then double check, make sure the thread's fine in this aluminium mount, and then just retighten them with some grease. So as I was jacking it up, you can see it's actually moved back up, and you can see the amount of movement that was there on it. It's actually made like a little ridge on here. Loosen them off, and I've double checked, and the threads seem good inside this actually bracket. But what I need to do is actually get it straight, which is around. So I have to pull the engine as I tighten it, which is about there. Like I said, I put a bit of grease on because you're actually only screwing into alley, so it helps. Let's make sure they're tight. This big raker bar in here. Yep. Okay, that's not shifting now, so now I can put the airbox back on. So there you go, it's all done. Give this a little clean. One thing I will say is before, when you're doing a turbo, one thing I didn't show you guys, what I did was I disconnected the injector plug here, and the reason why I did that, so it wouldn't start. So I get prime up oil to the turbo to make sure, even though it's not a new turbo, but it's a turbo that's been off, it's been sitting around, it's going to be dry, it's not going to be lubricated. Plug it back in, start it up, job done. I was about to say this is the end of the video, but it's not. What I'm going to do is now close the bonnet, take it out the workshop, and actually just take it down to my little strip and see what it actually does. Guys, the times are in, and they're pretty good. I'm happy with them. So, as you can see here in the caption, the 0 to 100 has dropped down to 9 seconds dead, and the quarter mile time has dropped down to 16.34, which again is a big improvement of 3 seconds over the quarter mile and 2 seconds in the 0 to 100 from where we started from at the beginning. And also I've seen an increase of 20 kilometers an hour over that distance of quarter of a mile. We're heading in the right direction, but there's still more to come, I'm sure. So here I've also added, just for information wise, what you guys can see what a standard 130 estate does, because I don't actually, there isn't a 150 one. So to show you the actual time, it shows it here, and I've added maybe 0.2 of a second more, because obviously 100 kilometers an hour is actually 62 miles an hour, not 60. So there is a slight discrepancy in that time there. So I've added 0.2 for that. And funny enough, I've looked at the hatchback, a 5-door hatchback, 0 to 60 times, and they are actually a second quicker. So it shows you how much weight I'm carrying here with the wagon over the hatch, because I know a lot of you guys will have the hatch. This car, if it with the spec as it is at the moment, if it was a hatch, it would actually do 8 seconds dead, whereas at the moment it does 9 seconds dead. Obviously the engine isn't the map isn't really tuned for this engine. It is tuned for some of the parts that are around it, but obviously this is a 115 engine. There is slight differences in the engine and compression ratio and stuff, as maybe some say the cams are different as well, but I'm not sure if they are. But anyway, we've got the 130 engine to actually put in here. That's going to be the next part of this project, and hopefully I can take it to a track day at some point in 2022. So guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Click on that notification bell to beat the YouTube algorithm, and be safe.